Welcome back to Pen and Prosper, a podcast where JT Lawrence is coaching me, Melissa Delport, to be a six-figure author, and we are putting it on the internet. Today, we are going to be discussing Kickstarter. JT is right at the beginning of a Kickstarter experiment, but she does have some new news and she's spoken to some new people. So we're going to be finding out about that. As always, a huge thank you to our paid subs, to our editor extraordinaire, Elize, and to everybody who's watching.
We have a new paid sub, Delport.
Oh, yes,
and she has a book coming out.
Oh,
so we can have a look at that quickly.
When is the book coming out?
Okay, so new paid sub is Michelle Hitchens from South Africa.
Yes.
Hi, Michelle.
South Africa.
So Michelle Hitchens' book is expected on the 28th of February, and it's got an absolutely beautiful cover. The book is called Voidborn. It's a novella. So it looks like it's part of a series, and it's perfect for readers who love assassin academies, morally complex heroines, and emotionally rich dark fantasy. That sounds excellent. Michelle?
I like emotionally rich. Emotionally rich is such a lovely way to describe it.
What is the link that our Vellum people can use, Delport? I'll tell you now. Tryvellum.com/pen and prosper with it written out.
That's
pen
it.
and prosper.
Indeed.
So please use that link so you can show Vellum that we are sending you in that direction. Although I'm pretty sure that most of our subscribers already have Vellum because that'd be silly not to.
Yeah, 100%. Clifton Vellum is such a game changer. But if you don't have Vellum, you should get Vellum. And if you get Vellum, please use our code. It doesn't get you any money off, but it's just people then know that we sent you to come and get Vellum.
And you can try it out without having to pay, which is amazing.
That's the biggest thing is you can actually format a whole book. See how beautiful it looks. I mean, that's how they get us, right? And see how beautiful it looks.
That's how
and then you're like, I absolutely am not leaving this in the internet. It's mine. It is mine. But also Vellum is just so affordable. There's no reason not to have it. I think if you pay a typesetter, you'll probably pay a typesetter for one book, which you pay for Vellum. So no excuses. Vellum or bust. Okay.
And you can also format your friends, which is helpful because, we all have those author friends who don't know how to format yet, and it takes 20 minutes. So it's just such a nice thing to do for someone.
I'm actually doing one for my trainer, gym trainer.
Are you?
Yeah, she asked me, I offered, and she messaged the other day and she said, are you sure? I said, absolutely. I don't think you understand how quick it is. Because people that are used to doing it in Word think, oh my gosh, but it's such a big task to give you. And I'm like, no, it's really not. It's really not that hard. Okay, all right, let us discuss this Kickstarter.
Well, do you want to just catch up a bit first, to talk about your news, what's happening? You're still going through an exciting time.
I know. So, okay. My foreign is still doing
deep breath.
I'm like, so Shadow Magic is doing really, really well. It actually competes with Guardians often in Italy for that top spot.
Oh, does it?
I don't know what it is about Italy that I don't know. It blows my mind. I mean, Shadow Magic literally just went like that. It's straight up.
Amazing.
I don't know if my Facebook algo knows Italy likes my ads or it knows the audience that I don't know. I don't know what it is, but that was wonderful. TikToks are definitely working because according to my attribution data, and this is 2 weeks in, and I've turned the ads off after 3 days. One sale from the US for over 5 ads or 6 ads.
Okay.
But I am selling in the US.
Brilliant.
So it's definitely, I'm not selling a lot, but I turned the ads off on the 4th of January. Attribution data says absolutely not. I'm selling, yesterday I sold $10 in the US. I know it's not a lot, but it's it's coming from nowhere. It's just $10 a day. I'll take it. I'm not gonna scoff at it. So friend, I do think as soon as I've freed up a bit of money, I know Caroline has more success in the US. But I just obviously from financial thing at the moment. I don't understand why something works for me. Even France, I don't know if you saw, France is doing really well. I got a French all-star bonus that was actually higher than my Italian. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Did you get your letters today? I got my emails today. It was higher than my Italian. I was quite surprised. But I have to crack the US market and I don't understand what I'm doing wrong. I do the same.
TikTok might be the key for that. Yeah, you want tracking ads for the US market.
Yes. I want ads. I need to crack how to get ads moving in the US. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Because it doesn't matter what book.
Anything wrong.
But then how come you can get ads to work and Rach can get ads to work in the US?
But the US it's difficult at the moment, dude. You know, with Andromeda happening, we're all suffering. We're all
Yeah.
suffering. My sales are way down. So
Okay.
it's not you. It's we all trying to figure out what is going on. And then it makes it worse in some ways when we see some authors who just seem to get it and and they can't even explain it really. They're just like, I tried this thing and it worked, but it doesn't work for anyone else. And it makes it more frustrating because you're like,
Yeah.
it used to be that if you knew how to do a decent Facebook ad and your product page was on point, then it would sell. But at the moment, it's just hard. And
Yeah.
that's what this industry is like. You know, things get hard and then they get easy, and then Scribe Shadow comes along and we all make lots of money. And then the next month it's down again because Facebook ads aren't working. And that's just the way it is. And we just have to roll with punches. And
Yeah.
you will crack the US, whether it's through TikTok or some other way. It's, you know,
Yeah.
it's not always going to be like this.
Yes. So I have found that there's also a nice read through to when I'm looking at my attribution data, like there's quite a nice read through to Goss from Shadow Magic Ads.
Mm-hmm.
So this is obviously in the foreign markets. So that's also positive. I'm like, if I can just get one, like if I can just get one working to one, you know.
Do you
Yeah.
have the beginning of the new series in the back of your previous book?
No, all of my Paige and I are working on it. All of my back matter has to change
Okay.
because there's new links. So, do you know what I loved? A reader found me through my reader group on Facebook, an American lady, and she said she came in and like I let her in, and then she was like, "I've just read book one, and it's wrong in the Shadow Magic series, and all the other links are broken, and I can't find the books." And it was during that transition period where Micah had delisted and mine, and I was so happy, and I was like. So it's amazing. Reader will find you if they need
Yeah.
to. But
Yeah.
so we do need to update all our back matter. But the problem is I don't want to duplicate that job because it's a massive job.
Mm.
And until I get all my versions out, including Germany, you know what I mean? Like I can do the English now. I can do the English to start. So yeah. I also think that's another thing. I also think that the US ads are really struggling because there's no reviews. Because as we know, my reviews
Mm.
haven't been
Mm.
transferred. So I think I think America really, really wants social proof.
Yeah, I think that'll definitely change the conversion rate when those reviews
Yes.
come up.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And I've never
And
had
would you
great.
buy a set with 0 reviews?
No, no. So I think that that's hurting me. And it's also why, I mean, if you think of all the other stuff I've tried to get firing in the US as well, I've never had great review, like a large sum of reviews. So I think
Yeah.
maybe that'll be the game changer, friend. I'm really hoping. Yeah. But as soon as we're off this, I'm going to go and try and get that sorted. Lift
Okay,
that
good.
ban on the,
Good.
yeah, and see if I can get all
Yes.
that done. And then I think in February, maybe like from the last week of Jan, Paige and I'm just going to start redoing all the back matter. So you're saying put the
Great.
first chapter of Shadow Magic in all my books?
I mean, I would, because especially if there's a cliffhanger at the end of, so maybe like 3 chapters, wherever your first like kind of small cliffy is, you want to
Yeah.
put that in so that you get more read through.
Put that in my mailing list. I sent out chapter 1.
Oh, that's good.
It works for Saving Monroe because I've got Hollow Heart and I've got the first chapter of both the other two in that brand in the back with the link. And I mean, I think I've had like 50 pre-orders so far. So
Okay, brilliant.
yeah, I'm really happy about that. It definitely does work. And I think it works better if you have a chapter because people read and they're like, oh yeah, I would definitely read this.
Yes.
And then,
Yes.
so
And
yeah.
how's your writing going?
So I was writing yesterday. I've had a small setback, but don't worry, the comeback will be greater than the setback. I had a small setback because Lloyd Beta read, the first opening chapters, you need to really streamline those. And
Yes.
because it's a football romance or sports romance, in those opening chapters, there's a lot of characters. And he just said completely overwhelming, too many. So I've had to strip
Really?
it down
Okay.
and take out anyone who's not necessary. And then I did a deep dive with chat, and it was actually so interesting because it says the ways you get around that. Because he said yes, there's like 15 characters in this chapter, and he's like the
Yes.
way you get around that is firstly you call them by their title, not their name, if they don't need it right now. So like instead of like saying
Yes.
you're going to say the linebacker or the whatever.
Yes. Yes.
Then he said, tell the reader if they're going to be important. Like Keaton Barnes was going to be a problem. The reader knows to pay attention now to this
Yes.
character because it's implied that he's got a greater good. So anyway, I've been stripping it back. But the problem with me, and I think you just said rewriting or re-editing my own stuff is like pulling
Hate
teeth
it.
for me.
Hate
I
it.
hate it so
Hate
much.
it.
I need clean air to write, and then I just As soon as you make me go back to start changing things, and then there's a ripple effect. And I know there's some people that love that. They love to go into their manuscript and pick it apart and move it around. I'm not built like that.
I remember
So it
reading
slows
this
me
one
down.
editor's thing saying like, oh, I love going into my book and going deep and unraveling the yarn and restitching. And I'm like, oh, what?
I can't stand it. I can't stand it.
No.
So that's tripped me up a little bit. But yeah, yesterday I was working on it. And yesterday I was also doing my casting because I did my whole casting because I realized that it's actually open. It's actually open on my desk here because I realized that I also was definitely going to start getting confused with my characters. And so they all got a picture, a celebrity picture.
Right.
So that's, I don't start mixing up this one's eyes were blue and then they were green and then they were, so at least it's all in there. And I mean, Scrivener, right? It's just perfect. It looks so beautiful. So yeah,
Scrivener is perfect. I love it.
So that's where we are. So yes. And you're writing? Because you are releasing when?
I'm releasing, well, thing is another story, but my final draft is due on the 6th of February, which is like days if you think about it.
Yes, it's 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's going really well. I'm hitting my word count. Well, my official word count is 2,000 a day, but I always give myself like a week to kind of get used to writing a lot every day.
Yes.
So I've been hitting 1,000, 1.5 kind of like every day, and then from next week it's properly 2K onwards, and then I'm still on track to hit that deadline. But it's going so well, and I'm loving it again.
This is your
it's
urban
taken quite a long break.
Yeah,
it's book 1 of series 3 in my urban fantasy world.
And
it's called
are you on the word?
Dude, you say that. You have not been on the sheets.
No, I haven't. But I have been
Look at all the
writing.
trophies next to my name.
Listen here. The beginning of January, I was the only one on the sheet for a couple of days, and it was very lonely. For anyone watching, that sheet is available. I've actually put it in my link tree on all my socials. So if someone wants to find it, only because people ask, and I didn't know where to put it. I was like, where am I going to put this? So I just popped it in my link tree, and I was like, oh, one can find it.
If anyone wants to watch Janita kick everyone else's bums, then feed sheets.
Listen, I set up that sheet. I should get points for setting up the sheet. Okay, so there I was getting 0 words. I do have some words because I wrote, but I haven't popped them on. So I must pop them on just as at like today. And
it's not a war if you don't put your words on every day.
Yeah, who's it? I'm so proud of Sheena though for getting on there.
Yeah, very good, Sheena. Well done.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Well done, friend. That's today. Have you already? Oh no, it's yesterday. I was going to say, have you really got words on? Oh, you do. You got words for today already.
So one of my new things, my new schedule that's just working so well is writing in the morning. And I've never done that. I'm a night owl. I love writing at night. Like I promise you, if you asked me 6 months ago, can you start writing in the morning? I'd be like, do you even know me? My chronotype does not suit that.
But are you having 2 sessions? I know where you got this because that one time that you interviewed Jim Butcher. Didn't he talk about he would have a session, and if he didn't hit his count, he would do it again in the afternoon, and if he didn't hit his count, he would do it again in the evening. And that's really smart because you have three tries at it. If you fail in the morning, you have not failed a day.
Yes. Honestly, I don't love breaking up my writing sessions. So I do have, you've seen my new schedule. Like sometimes I have 3 writing sessions during the day, which is great. But I really like to get it all done while I'm in the world. And then move on with my day. I've got so much going on with the rest of the day. I don't want to go back into that world. Like it's so discombobulating for me.
That you can write more. At the moment, I'm focusing like all of my effort is Facebook ads. So obviously with Shadow Magic, January, to be fair to me with words, it's been like a lot. Like uploading Shadow Magic was just.
I can't believe you're actually getting any words, to be honest.
Yeah,
it's everything else you have to do.
Well, that's why this ban maybe was a good thing because then I was like, well, I better start from. Also, the TikTok, I get I just saying this morning, someone commented and they were like, I read this and I loved it, and I went to get your other stuff and it's like on pre-order. I'm so sorry. So I do think the sooner that I get it up, I do think that Hollow Heart will sell like quite well from the day that it's dubbed. I think the new adult romance is very easy to sell compared to urban fantasy.
Yeah.
I'll need a bigger stable. So I do have great incentive to get it out.
Yeah, it's super motivating.
But Shadow Magic it took so much of my capacity, my brain was like slush, and it's still not done. So we're still doing a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, I need to prioritize the writing and then Facebook ads, because obviously with Shadow Magic and in all the countries, I was trying to run ads and see what worked. And so it was a very, very busy start to the year, but I'm hoping to get a lot of words done in the second half of Jan. I'm coming for that trophy, is what I'm saying.
Are you?
That's
I don't know. I've got such a good feeling about this year. I don't know if you're going to catch me.
JT, don't tell me what I can. Don't tell me what I can and cannot do. And you're loving the back in the urban fantasy. So yes, I do miss that as well. I do love the creativity that allows.
Yeah, it's so much fun. Yes, it's fun.
So much fun. I can't wait to get stuck into Wolf Breaker, tentatively titled. So original. Anything with a breaker, be like vacuum breaker. I think it's time to talk about your Kickstarter.
Okay, but one more thing. Can we talk about Shopify?
Yes, absolutely. I just want to say, so your priorities this year are new series, Kickstarter, and your Shopify store, right? If you had to choose your top 3, those are there.
Correct.
So we've spoken, okay, so about your writing. So, okay, yes, let's do Shopify because I do believe.
Just for 1 minute. Finally, my website is live. Finally.
It's so exciting. Oh, like, only took like
still
10
work
months.
on it, right? There are only a few merch items there, and like they're not my favorite. So it still is going to require a lot of work. I have put it in my schedule that I'll be working on it, and like I love working on merch.
Is this your .com? Is this your?
It is. It's jt-lawrence.com.
Yeah, so you don't have a website. Your Shopify store is your website, which is genius because you're not paying for 2.
Yes, I prefer it that way, but there are authors who say that they should be separate. I'm not sure what the reasoning is, but there is that school of thought just for the people who are listening.
Yes.
Do it your own way, but I don't see the point of having both. Like I want to send everyone to my Shopify store for sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And you can
that.
For sure. And you can have an about page and everything on there. I mean, you can have the same.
Exactly.
Very frustrating because I send people to my website and then on there when it says buy book, please visit this, it's a different link. So one day when I'm very rich and I have lots of money, I'll get someone to kind of like build it all together so that it doesn't look like you're going to a different place.
That day is coming, Delport. That day is coming.
I'm telling you.
House page is web design.
Oh, it's on our Q1 strategy is the website. So, I mean, she did all those book covers for me. So, and then we couldn't figure out how to, because you remember Covervault. Remember good old Covervault?
Yes.
Covervault has a 4-book stack because for my store, I wanted just simple. I didn't want to do a shoot. It takes too long. Rachel's looks so beautiful. I'm always so jealous. But, I know myself and my limits and setting up a product shoot is just not something that I have time for. And they didn't have a 6-book
stack.
So Paige made one.
Really?
She just made one, as you do. So
Paige, I know you're listening. You need a raise. You need double your salary. Whatever Delport's paying you, you deserve double.
You're in my ear. She can't even hear you. You have nothing, Paige.
She'll hear it when she uploads this episode.
Elize.
Cut it. Only joking. Do not cut it.
So for me, it's going to be the writing, mastering Facebook ads, because that's obviously, and then TikTok. Those are my 3. So yours are writing is the same. Then you've got Shopify and Kickstarter. So you're very much leaning into direct sales while I'm still trying to master my digital sales with Facebook and TikTok.
Can I just tell the people that we've been live for a few days. The Shopify site's been live for a few days, and we've been testing ads. We've been spending $20 a day, and we've already had Delport 5 bundles, 5 Blood Magic bundles. That's books 1 to 6 sold, and 1 or 2 book 1s. I'm thrilled with that. I had no idea. I thought I'd be waiting weeks for one order, so I'm super, super happy. I texted Pierre yesterday, and I said, "Do you think we should print more books? Because the sales signal is strong on the bundle, right? But we only have books 1 to 3 in his warehouse because we didn't know. Like we didn't know if it was going to work. So you don't print you don't print 1,000 books and then hope for the best. So we only have books 1 to 3, and I think they're only like 100 of each or so. But the signal has been strong. So now we're going to be printing books 4 to 6. So that we can ship the bundle from his warehouse, because the profit margin is a lot better on that, obviously.
And it's so interesting that on most of those orders, the US, obviously, all your ads are to the US. They don't worry to pay shipping, high shipping, hey? I mean, they're not scared to drop $30 on shipping on a $50 order. It's like, they're not scared. They're like, yep, sign me up for that.
Yeah.
So, whereas, I mean, South Africans are so shipping averse. I'm actually seriously considering building my shipping into my price, because we are so bad. We'll be like, here's my 5,000 Rand order. And they're like, ching, 50 Rand shipping, cancelled. It's like,
But even like my buying habits, I don't want to pay shipping. If I'm buying 6 books, then I want that shipping to be free. If I buy 1 book, then okay, fine, I'll pay a little bit of shipping. But that's just my mindset. That's how online stores have trained us. You buy enough, and then
you get
which
free
works in our
shipping.
favor because you get a higher value order, right? But these guys don't seem to mind. I mean, $30 shipping. I think that's insane.
I looked at it and I was like, what?
Well, I thought that was an international, because it says international shipping on the thing. I'm like, if someone has ordered from another country, that's why it's expensive. No, all those orders are going to US addresses. But I guess the US is such a big place that for me, it's like ordering a book from Spain.
That is a lot though for shipping. Maybe you should put like free shipping on. No, it's working. Keep it going.
No, it's working.
As long as you can.
So yes, that's my quick little
Shopify is going
Shopify
well.
update.
And what's so nice is that we've brought this subject up tentatively in so many episodes, and you haven't had an update. And the listeners are probably going to be like, "Woo! Finally, she has something."
Yeah.
Well,
and I'll keep you guys updated. And I'm
Yeah.
also going to have a big party the day I break even, because I paid a lot for that site.
Yes.
I had to pay for the books to be printed. I'm paying for Facebook ads at the moment. So this has not been an easy or a cheap. Well, it's been easy, but it hasn't been a cheap journey. So the day pays off. There will be champagne involved for sure.
Tell me, before we get onto the Kickstarter as well, Mark is doing your TikTok now. Mr. JT's doing. How is it going? How is he finding it? Is it, because I still think that was something that you were dropping the ball, and it was driving me crazy. I was like, come on, JT, you're the one that got me onto TikTok, and now you're like,
Look, I think we both still dropping the ball a little bit, but thank goodness there are 2 people kind of doing something rather than one person kind of half-assing it,
Okay.
So he is he's taking it seriously. He spends lots of time on TikTok every day. He's trying to get the vibes, whatever. He made such a funny one for me the other day. I loved it. I've actually put it up as a Facebook ad, and I've put budget behind it because I just thought it was so great. It's nothing. It's like a 12-second little funny TikTok, and I love it. So I'm just going to see how it goes.
Okay. We would just like to take this time to tell you guys a bit more about Scribe Shadow. JT and I use Scribe Shadow tirelessly. We do all our translations through the app. It is incredible. Scribe Shadow is the perfect partner for indie authors who don't want to leave money on the table. They use cutting-edge AI to make novel translation fast, affordable, and super easy. In just minutes, your book can be translated into over 19 languages, and that is growing all the time, with high-quality results ready to reach readers everywhere.
And this isn't some faceless tech giant. Scribe Shadow is a small family-run team with indie roots. They've been in the trenches running a small publishing press, so they get the author grind. That's why they've built a tool that's practical, budget-friendly, and designed with indie authors in mind. Plus, they offer cover creation, audiobook translation, and a simple one-credit system for everything. Best of all, you keep full rights to your work, and your books are never used to train AI.
Scribe Shadow has been very generous and given us our very own coupon code, which gets you 30% off your first month of using the app. If you are looking at getting into translations, please would you consider using Pen and Prosper 30. That's PENANDPROSPER 30, and doesn't cost you any extra, and it just lets Scribe Shadow know that we are sending traffic to them and that we are supporting them. All right, so let us talk about your Kickstarter friend.
Okay,
are we ready? Okay, so I know that you have been in touch with Inkfluence. Is that what they were called?
Yes, correct.
Inkfluence, such a cool name, about possibly taking over the management and running of your Kickstarter.
Yeah, they're so lovely. They're such a lovely group of girls there. We had a call. Yeah, I just immediately felt at home with them, and yeah, they're fantastic. So I'm just gonna talk about what we talked about on the live for people who didn't see that, and just say that my Kickstarter strategy for this year, well, it is my strategy for the year, but my actual Kickstarter strategy was to start extremely small and simple, a $500 goal, and a simple-ish special edition with all the cool stuff, but no merch, no extra stuff, just something that Book Vault can deliver without me having to touch anything. So that is still plan A, or shall I say one of the plans. And then the other plan is to go through Inkfluence, who will run your Kickstarter for you.
Amazing.
And not
is
only
it very
that,
expensive, or is it reasonable?
Yes.
Okay.
It's expensive, but but so there are various things you can ask them to help you with. You don't have to do everything with them, but they do specialize in designing and printing special editions. I mean, they obviously outsource the printing, but think about how much stress and time that saves you if they take care of that. I mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
Whereas
Yes.
if I'm doing it on my own, I have to do everything myself. It's going to take hours and hours and hours away from my writing, and I have to get 6 books out in the next 18 months. And I'm a slow writer, so I really have to prioritize that.
The
As much as
writing,
Kickstarter
yes.
is my strategy, writing is always, it trumps everything all the time. Okay.
Yes. Frontlist
So,
sells backlist. We got to keep churning them out.
yeah, exactly. And also, like, my sales have been dipping since that peak in July. And that makes sense because I haven't published a new book for JT Lawrence in over a year. In I think 18 months. So no wonder everything's going down. So I'm
Okay.
blaming Facebook ads, which is, I mean, I'm not incorrect in blaming Facebook ads because they aren't working as well as they were. But at the same time, I haven't had a release with this pen name for way too long, way too
Mm.
long, because I was doing the Blair Backlist series, and
Yes.
that's so. Kickstarter. I do everything myself, and it takes a lot of time and energy, and you keep it super simple. Or I go through Influence who design it for you, run the Kickstarter for you, and they have a fulfillment partner through Laguna Studios. And I've met her over email, Laurie Foster, and she sounds absolutely amazing. And like, I just feel like they're a really good team to work with. I
Do
just
they
think it's a
have
really good
any
scenario.
kind of big success stories that people that have worked with them that you have?
Yes, you
Okay.
can go onto
So
their website and see the testimonials.
yeah,
And they do this kind of thing all the time.
probably so streamlined. It's going to be just like
It is like they're sending books to print all the time. They're like,
when you said you wanted to
just
do four
them.
Kickstarters, I was like thinking, JT, are you insane? I remember you were like, I plan on doing
Yeah.
4 Kickstarters in 2026. I was like,
Yeah.
are you mad? Like that is going to be so much. Just creating like one merch item is
One.
going to. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm
Yes.
like, oof,
Yes.
you really are taking on a lot. Especially,
Yeah.
I didn't realize that you had such a tight publishing schedule. I think, yeah, I think it would be absolutely disastrous. You'd go straight back to burnout, even with your fancy new timekeeping schedule.
It wasn't burnout, Delport.
Yes, it was
It was
overwhelm.
different. It was stress mismanagement. So what Delport and I are talking about now is that at the end of last year, my health suffered. I got flu, and then I had an endo attack, and then I got flu again, and it was just like this like spiraling
Mhm.
awful health thing. And I realized I just let stress get the better of me. It wasn't burnout because I still wanted to work. I still wanted to write.
Yes.
Like none of that motivation or positivity was gone. I just didn't have energy from a health, uh, bodily points of view. I didn't have any energy. And so I realized it's just because I let stress get the better of me. Instead of going for a walk when I would always go for a walk, like I love my 10K steps a day, right? I wasn't
Yeah.
doing that. And I think that I think most people, me included, don't realize how much your body needs exercise. I don't
Yeah.
think people understand, like, the exercise gives you such a feeling of well-being. And I've always known that, but it's just become so clear to me now because I'm back on my like proper healthy schedule. I'm walking, I'm swimming, I'm yogaing, and I feel amazing. And I'm just like so much more energy. Waking up early in the morning is much easier for me. It's like life changing. So anyone
Yeah.
who's listening who lets their deadlines get in the way of their exercise, please don't be like me and like get into that bad health cycle because then you can't exercise. There were like
Mm.
6 weeks of last year where I couldn't exercise and things were just getting worse. So try not to get there. Like I always say, try and avoid burnout because it's so hard to get out of burnout. And this was a very similar thing. So try not to do that and try and have a sustainable schedule, right? But you were saying like with the Kickstarters, 4 Kickstarters is a lot. But if I kept to that plan, and I mean it still could be the plan going forward, and kept everything really small and simple. Like I'm not doing merch, all that stuff. It takes away a lot of the work. Hey, then you're just
Okay.
really running the campaign. Yes, it takes
Yes.
over your life for a month, but then that's 4 months of the year that are
Okay.
Kickstarter months, and that's doable, I think.
Yeah.
But all that said, I really do think that I'm really trying to get back to Dolphin and get those $1 million days which we've spoken about. And I don't think you can reach $1 million day if you're doing all the work yourself. You really have to outsource. Like, what does
Yeah.
a successful CEO do? He doesn't run his own Kickstarters. He doesn't. He doesn't sit there and design merch.
Yeah.
So I think that I really should go that way. I should do the influence and the Laguna thing.
I think you
Finding
should
out the
too.
details.
From my very limited experience, but just knowing like how you function and operate, like once you outsource and you have like reliable, I mean, I know you have to go, so hopefully this is not one of those instances where you have to go through a few unreliable.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's like first time's
Yeah.
the charm. And they sound like they know what they're doing, so that's great. I know you've had some issues in it, but when you find someone that you trust and that you work well with, it's definitely
Yeah.
eased. You've got Jamie and Caroline running your stuff for you now, so it's freed up time so that you can, carve out time for yourself during the course of the day. Makes a huge difference. Do you know what else makes a huge difference and I know that it's not stress mismanagement, but overwhelm, which I definitely was struggling with very, very badly last year. Like, I know we've spoken about this before. You forget how much you do until you have to show someone else all these, and everything is rushed and everything's done. Like I say this to Paige, like she'll do something and she's now able to do it properly. Whereas I was just skimming the surface of everything to get it done. Like tick the boxes, get it done.
Yes.
But your Kanban board, what's it called? That thing, the board, that has changed my life because you know what happens? I tend to hyperfixate on things I need to do, like make lists or I spin it in my head over and over again. And now when I can write it on a thing and stick it on a board, it's like, okay, I don't need to think on that because it's there. I will get to it. It's on my board. The same as I told you, my cue board. So like, then I'll be like, you know what, I really need to do this. But then I'm like, no, there's too much going on. And I'll put it on, say, 1:45. Exactly. And the thing is, I don't have to think about it again because I know it's not going anywhere. It's stuck on that board. I will remember it when it's time to remember it. And I can actually just, That's been a huge like letting go exercise, which has been fantastic.
Definitely. I flip and love that board. I love it so much. And that's in combination with my time boxing now. Honestly, I feel like I've turned such a corner with overwhelm. Like I do not feel overwhelmed anymore. It's the beginning of the year and I've got so much to do and I don't feel overwhelmed. I feel fantastic.
Yeah.
Let's see how long it lasts. Only the second week of January. Speak to me in the middle of the year. I'll be like, oh my God.
No, but even I'm feeling like I've just a little bit more calm. So I think last year was great. And I mean, I shouldn't be saying that considering the January that I had. Like shadow magic is not for sissies. But, yeah, I feel good. And I also feel like this year might be the year that I turn a corner into financially, Last year it was building, starting to make a little bit of, and I know I'm going to have to go backwards to go forwards. I've already seen it. I've already spent more on ads this month than I did last month. And my ROI is down because my ROI ended up being last month with my bonus, my all-star bonuses, it ended up being 255.
No way. Seriously.
41, and then the bonuses bumped it up to 255. I only spent $888 on ads, and I've already spent over $1,000 on ads. And we only halfway.
Really?
So
I think that's brilliant. I was just about to say before you said that last number that I honestly think you need to start spending more.
Yeah.
ROI.
Oh, now it's only 97 for January. But remember, now this is
only 97 Delports. Are you crazy?
You know what I mean, though? It's like like 255. I was making a whole lot more than I'm making now. But I'm testing. Remember, I was testing for shadow magic, so I did bleed a lot of money in the beginning. And now it's settling. It's sitting at about between 170 and 200 at the moment. So it will make up definitely.
Okay.
But you must remember, friend, if you were only doing foreign markets, your ROI would also be off the charts. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's the US that eats it up, but it's the US you need to really scale your business.
But I do think you need to just sit and just do some money mindset work because I think you need to spend more money.
Said no good friend ever. Spend all your money. Spend all your money.
Not all your money and only on ads that are showing a solid ROI.
Just worry because when I scale my ads, ROI dips. It drives me crazy.
That is the problem with the foreign language ads, But are there any ads that you can scale without the ROI crashing?
So I don't know. I need to have I've been having so many deep dives into my Facebook ads. And what I've been doing is every day I'll take one ad, like one territory, one book. And I'll go through and then I'll like make a call and then I'll look at the attribute and then I really deep dive that ad. And then, so yesterday I went back to how Caroline taught us how do you look at the ad creative on Facebook and see which of your primary texts or headlines and that is working best. And It was clear as day. There was one primary text that wasn't doing anything in both France and Italy. So I'm like, okay, so if I set up another ad, I won't be doing that. And that's it. That won't be included. And that's such a tiny little change. But I know that the next ad I run with that winning image, with that winning headline, it's already doing well. And I cut out the one primary text that's not giving me a good return. It should streamline the ad.
But as a matter of interest, what text was it that wasn't working?
It was like it was a comp text. It was like it was a French thing, so it was like an Italian, but it was basically saying if you like, and I think it was my Binding 13 comp, which is my biggest comp on TikTok, but I don't think people on Facebook are reading Binding 13. So I think Colleen Hoover does better on Facebook because people have heard of her more.
Yes, people know her more.
Yes. So that was it. The Colleen Hoover one was working, but that one wasn't. So I was like, yeah, it said if you like Binding 13 and Hopeless. So people will know the name Colleen Hoover, but they won't necessarily know one of her books is called Hopeless, right?
You know
So I'm axing that. So a lot of the time we think an ad's not working, but actually it just needs to be refined. Like there's little changes to up the ROI. Yeah, I remember Caroline taught us how to do that, and it took me a while to find it, but I found it, and I was like, because you know how she taught us to set up the ad and then do multiple primary text, and it's been great. It works so well for me. Like my ads definitely have done better. Yes. But then I was like, okay, I really do need to see which one of these primary texts is working. And it's so funny because most of the time I find that there'll be a primary text that drives sales and there'll be a primary text that drives page reads. It's the weirdest thing. And it's like quite clear cut across France and Italy. Like this one brings sales. And chat actually said to me, focus more, scale the ad that brings you the page reads because those are the rabid readers. Those are like the rabid.
Yeah.
So I have set up a French ad.
Can you explain to everyone how to look at those options and evaluate?
Yes, of course I can. Let me go here. So if I go to my ads manager, okay. So when you open your Facebook in your ads and you go to ads manager and ads reporting. So then you click on, obviously, say today's date because you want your most current ads that are active. And then you click on the campaign name. Okay. And it opens up that campaign in a new block. And then where your create button is on the top, that whole line, there's a little drop down menu that's called reporting. Create and view reports. It looks like a little book. And when you click on that, it gives you the option to view ad creative performance.
Okay.
You click on view ad creative performance. Then it asks you what you want to custom your pivot table and you search for text. They don't call it primary text on Facebook. They call it not in the reporting anyway, because I was kept looking for primary and I couldn't find it. You click on text and then it brings you up any text options that you have for that ad. And it will then tell you all the same metrics as everything else. So how much it costs for the click, how many people it reached. And then you take the CTR is your link clicks divided by your impressions times by 100.
Yeah.
That's it. And then I feed it into, I take a screenshot, I feed it into my, and I ask which of these ads is doing the best. And then you can have a big old chat and figure out what you.
Okay, so to be clear, you are judging those on their CTR and on nothing else?
No, so on everything, because he also takes into account how many people have seen it. Like it's getting more views, it's getting more. I also take attribution data and I feed that in. So this is how much.
So it includes attribution data.
But the problem is the attribution data won't tell which of those texts is doing. But it just.
No, I'm talking about the text. How do you evaluate which text is converting better?
Yes. So chat said, this is what I didn't know either. So chat said, calculate CTR is critical. And then it'll say, identify the real winner. The clear winner is this one. Why? Because it's got the highest CTR, 2.44%. It's got the lowest CPC. It's got a massive spend and impression volume. And the performance is held up over 23,000 impressions, which is huge. So it's not a fluke. It's statistically validated. And then it says, why clicks alone didn't lie this time, but often does. Normally, I warn you not to trust raw clicks. But in this case, the winning text has the most clicks, the highest CTR, the most spend, the same CPC. The alignment almost never happens unless the text is genuine. So, yeah.
Okay.
So then,
to be clear, we're not judging it on actual conversion and actual return money-wise. We are judging it on all the very important ad metrics, which are pointing to Facebook to that being the winner. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then sometimes, like the one was really low, but it only been showed to like 9,000 as opposed to like 25,000. But he was like, that's actually got the highest, like that's the one you want to, so maybe set up an ad with that primary text and test it. So it's all like, and I would do that, and then I would set up that one with a primary text that maybe didn't have as much hope because Facebook was pushing out the other one. But I knew which one to eliminate, which was great. I'll never use it again. I was like, this one is clearly not getting any. So then it becomes a 2-horse race, and then you can test. So I did set up, based on everything that I did, I set up a French ad because I think we spoke about this. I don't want to just send to box sets. I really want to get my individual titles spinning.
Yeah.
And so I did send it to the first book because obviously that wasn't doing anything. And so I'll keep you posted on that. So far, it looks okay.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
So that's so that's what we have.
Yeah. Okay.
I think we need to, it's important to look at your ads, like to deep dive them. And I'm sure Caroline is doing that for you.
Yeah.
Because she told us how to do it. But in the beginning, I wasn't doing that. I was just saying, well, this ad isn't working, I'll turn it off. But that's not to say that certain elements of that ad is working.
Yeah.
And I've also changed all my headlines to literally just be like the book title, or like read this book in KU, or
Yeah, I'm doing it too.
Direct, like make sure it's a book in the headline. And then I find the image doesn't have to be so bookish,
Bookish.
But I do think that we're learning all the time running them. Like I'm learning things, tiny little itty bitty details that I'm sure at some point will all kind of come together.
Yeah, for sure. And even if Facebook keeps changing things like we know they will, I think the more experience we have, I think it's going to pay off for sure. Even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes, I think it will.
I'm desperate to do AMS as well because I feel that Shadow Magic just has such a strong cover.
I really think you should do AMS for so many reasons, but one reason is because it supports your Facebook ads so well. So when you're paying for that click from Facebook to go to your product page, you want the ads on that product page to be self-defense ads so that people, you're not paying for the click for them to go and buy someone else's book straight.
Yeah.
Really is an ecosystem there that they support each other.
So I think February, I must make February my AMS. And the only reason I say that is because obviously I'm spending a lot more this month on testing and that on Facebook. So I think February must be an AM, because by the end of January, I should have an idea of which ads and killed the ones that aren't working, and then try AMS from Feb with whatever additional budget I might have. So yeah, I think unlike Facebook ads, I don't think AMS ads fatigue as quickly.
No, we've got the same ads running all the time.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's definitely something I would want to do, because I just feel like also just from capacity point of view, like to try and learn AMS and to get it right, it's just such another learning curve.
Yeah, exactly. Why would an AMS ad fatigue? It's just the book and the title. There's nothing to fatigue. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, unless it's just showing the same people, but I'm sure they don't do that because new readers are coming to those pages all the time. And then we are also, I've told Paige, I really want to, like, our TikTok, we're going to lean hard. And YouTube, now that I've got the monetization, one of the things it says is product links. So I've asked Paige just wanting to have a look at it to see, because I don't know if this is the case, but imagine my shorts that I do, those beautiful AI videos. Imagine I could link that directly to Amazon, to the book.
Yes.
So I don't know, I might be being very optimistic about what YouTube allows, but I'm hoping.
I don't know what
to my store. So she's going to research that. That's a big, because she's making such nice Shadow Magic TikToks. So I was like, okay, we need to repurpose these on YouTube, 100%. And then if we can link to some way for them to buy, I mean, that would be amazing.
Amazing.
And I had my first listen on Spotify last month. I know, I've never had like a listen on Spotify. It's so fancy.
I must tell Robin that you're on Spotify, because he'll listen to your audiobooks.
Oh, bless Robin. Oh, there's that. I don't know how audiobooks work on Spotify. Like in South Africa, we have to buy them over and above our subscription.
So in the participating countries, I don't know exactly which ones they are, but if you pay for premium membership, you get all music ad free, and it's amazing. And then you get a certain amount of hours of audiobooks.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, they usually last me for quite a long time. I think it's like 15 hours. And then you can top up if you are in the middle of a book and you just want to keep going. You can top up your hours, or you can wait for the next month. Yeah, I love it.
So on that,
It feels like you're listening for free.
Yes, but this is it, because Audible is expensive, and it's expensive. Audible is expensive. The credits are expensive.
It's expensive.
So, and then your credits are so precious, because you're like, oh, what am I going to do with my one credit?
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to waste it.
And another reason I love Spotify audiobooks so much is because if you start listening to something and you're not loving it, you can just leave it. Whereas if you paid for that credits for Audible, you're like, oh no, I have to finish listening to it.
Yeah, exactly, because I've just been paid for this.
Yeah. Yeah, but
So
Spotify, it gives things a chance that you wouldn't ordinarily give a chance. It's like, hey, you can just read a few chapters and then like, oh, I love this. And you listen to the whole book. And another book you were sure you would love. And I'm like, oh, yeah,
And Frank, just on that topic of YouTube, I strongly suspect that when I go for the second tier, the 1,000 tier, it's going to reject. And you know what? I don't think advertisers want their ads on a static image, because people aren't watching, they're just listening.
Yes, it's the ad thing.
But I think that YouTube are like, sorry, because you've got static image posts, nobody's actually looking at the screen and and an advertiser would be like, why am I paying for this? People aren't even watching the screen. So I'm hoping that to obviously putting more human content, because then they can just put it on the human content.
Yeah, that's
so
my
that's
strategy
another.
as well. I've actually taken down all my audiobooks apart from book 1 in Blood Magic.
Okay. So I only have my book 1s. So maybe also because I have less, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I mean,
people are like, when are the other books coming? I'm like, never.
Ask Google to monetize me and then I'll put the other ones up.
No, so I won't do the others. They cost too much for and there's no, maybe if I ever get that.
No, but now you can say Spotify. They can listen for free on Spotify if they're members.
Yeah, true.
For free,
Yeah, once I get them up. I think I'll just put the others on Spotify, yeah. When I get there. We've been very busy. As always, we would like to say a huge thank you to Vellum, our sponsor, without whom we would not be putting books on the internet as quickly as we are.
If you'd like to try Vellum, remember the link. It's tryvellum.com/pen and prosper. Delport and I are going to actually do a Vellum episode. It's going to be coming up soon because Vellum did a whole lot of updates last year and we'd like to talk about it, especially with me going into special editions and so forth.
Yes, we're going to deep dive Vellum. I'm also planning a special edition.
Friend, I think we've peaked. I think that the Kickstarter episode needs to happen in the next episode.
Yes. I'll see you next week. Have a good week.
See you next week, Delport. Looking forward to it. Bye.
No, you're not. Yeah, no, you're not. No, you're not. Stop.